morning, I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill from the KMET Weather Center. For the Beaumont and the Banning area, for the daytime hours, there'll be showers with a possibility of a thunderstorm, highs in the upper 40s. For the daytime hours in the IE area, showers towards the evening, highs in the lower 50s. And for the daytime hours in the Coachella Valley, expect a possible shower with blowing dust, mostly sunny, high 64. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. It's good to have you on today's show. We've got lots of stories to talk about, including some things we've talked about in the last week about bird flu. Yep, it's here in Delaware, to be specific. They've actually closed off an area. Yeah, not fun. We've also got some interesting news about the Russia situation. What's going to happen there? A lot of people are kind of up in arms about that, literally. So we'll see what's going to happen next. I know there's a lot of questions, a lot of debate, and a lot of hopeful people saying, please, 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 we do not want war. We've got Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
It's weird how the world can just suddenly shift from one thing to the next, right? You're like, I remember we talked about the Ukraine and Russia a while back, and then it wasn't really a thing here on national news. Now it's a big thing, and now everybody is starting to say, what next, right? So what next is probably a good question. Everybody's kind of wondering. So we'll see, right? We'll see. Lots of questions there. Also, you guys on social media, let us know. We're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and we're also on LinkedIn. So find us there. Let us know where you're tuning in from. If you've got like a really interesting question and or statement, then definitely ask as well. We want to see what you have to say about that as well. Stephanie Reed says, hello, happy editing this glorious rainy and onset for this busy day ahead today. So evidently very rainy. What's going on over there, Jesse?
Yeah, it's raining here too. Is it raining over there?
It seems that it is there, yeah. Well, actually, overnight it rained a bit. I think I saw some, little drops, and I was like, oh, okay.
Gotcha. And yeah, no, I heard a new snowstorm is supposed to be coming in, or a storm in general. So I don't know. I'm excited. So hopefully we'll get more rain, but yeah, it's just really weird.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Lots of questions in the world, including this one. And I almost don't want to go to this, but I almost do have to. And this is like, at what point does the world go awry when you've got adults telling 4-year-old children to use a gun and shoot at police?
Wait. Oh my God, there's so many things in that little sentence that you just said that bother me. Say that again real quick. I don't think it's too early. My brain's trying to process what you just said.
Well, I saw this and I said, no, this doesn't make sense. And then I read it and I said, it's sad that it makes sense. Police were called to a McDonald's in Midvale, actually yesterday, when restaurant workers reported a man brandished a gun at drive-thru employees after receiving a wrong order. Okay. Now, everybody knows, and if you don't, here it is. I've been assaulted at McDonald's, so I get it. Like, a part of me doesn't want to believe this, and then the other part goes, well, nobody did anything in the end. And I could see things happen like this because people are weird at McDonald's, of all places. Now, it's obviously not McDonald's fault, right, Jesse? But this was a situation, a lot of cop cars at this McDonald's in Midvale, again, in Utah. According to the news release from the Unified Police Department of Greater Salt Lake, employees told police they asked the man to pull to the front of the restaurant and wait for the correct order. Now, they were smart. They then called for police because evidently he went a little odd, right? But the next part is the part that I say, what are you thinking? When officers arrived, they asked the man to get out of the vehicle several times. He did not comply. Officers pulled him out of the vehicle. While the man was being taken into custody, an officer turned around and saw a gun pointing out the back window. The officer told others there was a gun, and as he swiped the gun to the side, a round was fired. The release said their investigation indicates the father of the child instructed the child to shoot at the officers. They gave no details about supporting evidence for the allegation. The 4-year-old was in the backseat of the car with a 3-year-old sibling. When the officer realized how young the person with the gun was, he yelled, "Kid!" Which is a good thing because they didn't shoot back. So that's the good news of this story. The bad news is, what kind of father is this freaking right?
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm glad the officers didn't just straight out hesitate or just to like pull out their gun and start firing. Because if I was an officer and someone fired a bullet, I probably would have done the same thing. But the fact that they took a moment to see who they were firing at them, and it's like, yeah, this guy deserves to have his kids removed from him and to be in jail for quite a while. That's just irresponsible. What the heck?
Yeah. If I saw this guy, I would be the same. The officer did sustain a minor injury to his arm. So the good news is, even though he was, I think, and this doesn't say that there was a shot fired, but I think there was a shot fired, and the fact that he called "kid," it was the first thing to say, hey, don't, you know what I mean? And this is what I tell. But again, this is what I tell youngsters: don't play with guns. But if you have a father who is already bad with this, how are you going to understand how to speak to a kid when the kid doesn't know any better, right? And the kid probably thought, "You're hurting my dad," right? So I feel bad for the kid. I'm not going to lie. Because from that perspective of a young child, all you see is your father being taken down by authorities, right? And you don't know better. But the fact that this guy had a gun that he was able to give to the kid, and the fact that this kid was kind of taking care of the little 3-year-old, is a really big question on what is in this guy's mind, right? I know you guys are thinking in social media, and it's odd. The father, who hasn't yet been identified, is in custody, facing charges of felony child abuse. Yeah, threatening with the use of a dangerous weapon. I don't even know if they know how to assign this. So, Salt Lake County Sheriff Rosie Rivera said this is a sad day for law enforcement in our community. To have an adult think it is okay to encourage a 4-year-old to pull a firearm and shoot at police illustrates how out of hand the campaign against police has gotten. Well, I think she's off in her head. It's not about a campaign against police. It's called a bad father doing the wrong thing with a gun. Period. End of story. I don't know where she's slanting that. I go, Sheriff, the little one has no idea that the father is I would call him every name in the book, but I think that would get me in trouble with the F. You know what I mean? I don't want to continue on certain words I want to say. But they did say it needs to stop. We need to come together as a community. I guess they're having other problems in the area, so they're kind of putting this up with one of them. But at the end of the day, this is a guy who gave a gun to his child and said, "Shoot." It's not the child's fault. That's number one. And I'm glad the police did the right thing by saying, "Hey,
kid."
Yeah, kid.
Kid. I'm pretty sure every parent is going crazy right now just to hear that. I mean, no respectful parent would give their child a gun like that and tell them to shoot.
Yeah, so, I know. Well, I feel bad. I don't know where the mother is in all this, or the grandparents, or the grandfather, or the grandmother, but somebody needs to take custody of those kids. That is a sad, sad situation to find yourself in. So this guy, I hope he goes to prison. I hope he goes in for a long time. I don't understand the way people are getting a year to 2 years for pretty bad crimes. I don't get what's going on in our system. There was I want to say, and this is the one that I kind of don't understand, but I heard it yesterday, and then I saw the court case, and a lot of people have questions on the LA as to what's going to happen next. And evidently, somebody had said something. I don't know if you saw this, Jesse, but he basically said, in essence, hey, they're not going to do anything to me, and I'm okay with what's happening. And I don't understand the entire story. I just know a lot of people do not like a particular, which I haven't really checked, but a lot of people talk about George Gascon. And I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of like, who is this guy? But I've heard his name a lot. And there's a huge recall going about him. And I will say this is probably the one to probably have a lot more questions on. He's the LA County DA. Okay? What do you know about him, Jesse, or that you think you know? Because I don't know much, not going to lie.
No, I don't know. I don't live in LA, so I don't really know that name. The last name sounded familiar, so I'm just trying to figure out. I was like, okay, why did that name sound familiar? Aside from the fact that it's from Beauty and the Beast.
Not Gaston, Gascon.
I
or
don't
Gascon,
know.
I don't know.
It sounds the same to me.
Not Gaston, that's Gaston. Beauty and the Beast.
I don't know, but that's what came to mind. But Gascon, okay, no, no, that name does sound familiar.
All right, for those who don't know, and I'm right there with you. I don't follow a lot, but I've heard nothing but horrible things about this guy, and I don't know the full story. I really don't. But this story kind of is in line with the one that you posted, I think a day ago or so, Jesse. And it was simple. How is it that murderers are getting like 2 years of time when other people get 8 years plus? The numbers don't add up. And do you know what I'm talking about, Jesse?
Yeah. Why do some people, when they commit murder, they only get like what 2-3 years when they're like a government official or an officer?
Yeah.
But when a regular person does something wrong, no, we go to prison for like 40 years.
Yeah, I'm almost going. Are we living? Okay, and I hate to say this, but do you remember in Batman and any one of them? But whatever, like the corruptness of the DA is bad, and like everybody's like getting criminals off scot-free. So criminal kind of takes up, and then Batman has to save the day, right? Well, we have no Batman right now, obviously. But this is the one in question, and you can see him there, Jesse. I mean, he looks like a nice guy, right? Pretty normal there. So people are like, well, why is he being recalled? There's a lot of reasons, but this one kind of begs the question, why is this guy saying this? And it's a complicated, I guess, answer. But this is the latest that I saw in a story that was posted yesterday on Instagram. And I watch a lot of Instagram. And this is how it reads. It's very generic. And it reads, trans child molester. So he's the molester. I'm not sure why it says trans child. That part, or trans child molester. Oh, okay, got it. So he's, but that's really not the story. So kind of get that out of your head. Child molester, Hannah Tubbs, which, well, I get it. I guess that'd be confusing. If you saw his picture, they'd be like, okay, is that a guy? But Tubbs gloats over light sentence from DA George Gascon in jailhouse phone calls. Okay. And I read some of the stuff, and it made sense. It said explicit LA jailhouse recordings of Tubbs, the 26-year-old child molester who received a slap on the wrist last month after pleading guilty to molesting a 10-year-old in 2014, depicts their admitting it was wrong to attack a little girl, but gloating over the light punishment. All right. Tubbs boasted that nothing would happen after he pleaded guilty due to Democrat District Attorney George Gascon's policies, and laughed that he won't have to go back to prison or register as a sex offender. He also made explicit remarks about the victim. Now, again, the name is Hannah Tubbs, okay? And what he's saying is actually something that I would say a lot of people, and I hate to say this, but a lot of criminals are saying, yeah, we got this. Like, we don't worry about things because of this. And some would say, no, that's impossible. Of course he gets the right amount of time, but nobody knows the story. And why is it? This one said it. Was it just inflammatory? And here's what he's noted saying: I'm gonna plead out to it, plead guilty. All right, and he's telling, I believe, his father. I'm not sure how they got the recordings on this, Jesse. I don't know how this became public. I don't know if this is a thing that is going to make sense down the line, but I will say it's causing awareness on something that is really bad with our justice system, right? And when you get this bad, you kind of go, okay. And this is the individual in question, all right? He says, I'm going to plead out to it, plead guilty. They're going to stick me on probation. It's going to be dropped. It's going to be done. I won't have to register. Won't have to do nothing. And his father, here it is, asked on the other line in the conversation, you won't have to register? And he said, yeah, I won't have to do none of that. He says, so what are they going to do to you then? He said, nothing. And then he laughed. Now, he pleaded guilty last month to the cold case attack, which took place in a women's restroom at a Denny's restaurant, when the suspect was 2 weeks shy of 18 and identified as a male named James Tubbs. That's him, okay? After being arrested 8 years after the crime, all right? So, Jesse, are you kind of getting it? Because you're having a moment right now.
I remember this case. I remember people talking about it. Yeah, no. Yeah, I have one very narrow view for people like this. So, yeah, I would not be the best for a juror. So,
Well,
I don't know what I would do.
Well, here's the thing. So he was arrested, but that's when he began identifying as a woman. Okay, so as a molester, he identified as a male, right, when he was 18. His name was James Tubbs. Later, he identifies himself as Hannah. All right, so that's where it gets a little confusing, but I believe you get it now. So the sentence was 2 years at a juvenile facility because Gascon's office, the DA or district attorney, the district attorney's office, the ones that kind of put people behind prison, right, declined to transfer the case to adult court, adhering to one of the progressive prosecutor's day one directives barring children from being tried as adults. So, according to this, the one who is obviously saying, yeah, I did this, will serve as little as 6 months and won't have to register as a sex offender because of the fact that it happened when they were 18, but the victim was 10. And there was 2 weeks shy of 18. Now, I understand, but the person is now 28. So I get a percentage of the law, but I still feel it requires more time than 2 years or 6 months. The victim, who was 10 at the time of the attack, said that Gascon's handling of the case has been insulting and unfair to her. Okay, so this was a young girl at the time, but now 8 years later, is probably now 18. She said, the things he did to me and made me do that day, remember, this is a guy doing it to a young girl, okay, at the time, before the transgender part. The things he did to me and made me do that day was beyond horrible for a 10-year-old girl to have to go through. I want him tried as an adult for the crimes he committed against me. She said the light sentence was offensive and hurtful and offered her no true justice. She added, I've also heard that my attacker goes by she, them pronouns. I see it also unfair to try him as a woman as well, seeing how he clearly didn't act like one on January 1st of 2014. See, she has every recollection of this. I'm glad she has that. And it's not right. In one of the calls, Tubbs asked the caller to start using female pronouns. Tubbs said, so now they're going to put me with other, and this is their statement. Actually, I'm not going to say that because it'll get me in trouble. That have seen their cases like mine or with one. Basically, it was. I'm not going to say that because it's going to get me in trouble. Like me that has a case like mine. They're referring to other transvestite male, female women, right? So when you come to court, make sure you address me as her. Then she said that if she goes to prison, she's getting a sex change surgery to go into the women's facility, and the other person says, well, they didn't really like it. Now, Gascon, the DA, issued a statement addressing the case, so he's very well aware of it because it became very, very public. He says, like every responsible office, we learn as we go, take feedback from the community, and make necessary adjustments based on our experiences and the complex nature of this work. Adding that a small number of cases necessitate flexibility denied to his prosecutors under his edicts. Gascon says, specifically, we learned a lot from the Hannah Tubbs case about the need for a policy safety valve. I don't know what he's saying, but basically he's backpedaling. He admitted that Tubbs went on after the 2014 attack to commit other offenses, yeah, that makes sense, including one in which DNA evidence linked her to the Denny's assault. Well, then get him for those, and then combine it. Boom. There's your answer. It's not that hard, people. I get why criminal activity has picked up here in LA. Because people have said, it's the DA. I don't know. I do know this. We got to take a break. We'll be right back right after these messages. Boy, oh boy. What do you do with this? Let us know in social media chat room.
Hey, Marcy, we want people should know about the new Italian radio show on KMET. Like my Uncle Vinny used to say, non basmo suonate.
SID, there is no such words in Italian.
Forget about it. Tell them about the show.
The Italian Radio Show, presented by West Coast Italian Radio.
Mondays at 4 p.m. on KMET 1490 or stream us live 24/7 from our website at WCIR.biz.
Make sure to tune in.
You don't want that we should have to tell you twice.
Join West Coast Business Review with Daryl McCants each Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock p.m. Daryl focuses on successful businesses from California's southern border to Canada, including the great border states of Arizona and Nevada. Every week, Daryl provides in-depth discussions and interviews with prominent leaders and innovators that makes all of our lives better and more productive. West Coast Business Review with Daryl McCants, Wednesdays at 4 o'clock p.m. right here on Smart Talk Radio.
Hi everyone, Dave Levine here. The Dave Levine Show is back on the air, 10 to 11 a.m. Wednesday mornings on KMET 1490. Join me for an hour of Law & Order stories and commentary. Law & Order is now the #1 issue for Californians. If you miss it live, you can hear or watch it 24/7 on either SoundCloud or Livestream. See you then. Thank you.
Can't you see it's just a few seconds?
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing, envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorelocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. Social media chat room. Let's see. Stephanie Reed says, I backed my Jeep outside and letting God's rain wash my Jeep. Smart way to go, man. That's a good way of doing it, right, Jesse?
Right? If I had a Jeep, the stuff I would do to it.
Yeah. Mark says, I want a sausage McMuffin with eggs, hash browns with egg, and a Dasani bottle of water with egg. Breakfast at McDonald's. Actually, I like their I like orange juice there. And then some people like their coffee there. Some people love the coffee, actually. So yeah, there you go. Look, lots of questions on this situation. I think there'll be more information going ahead. Obviously, a lot of people have been wanting to recall George Gascon. I get it. I don't know if there's a situation that will be better, because so far I've heard the sheriff's station kind of say they're not working with us. They're doing odd prosecutions, or not doing prosecutions the way it's being asked. There's a lot of questions on what is going on there with him and with others. So I will say, when you get criminals kind of feeling like they have the upper hand advantage because they don't think they're going to get a lot of time in prison, then that's when you have a wrong justice system. That's when you say, okay, well, all right, if you want to be like that, then let's move it up a notch, because why are they getting only 2 years? I think you posted a story where it was only 2 years, right, Jesse?
Yes. I don't remember the name. I think her name was like Kim Potter or something. But
Yeah.
it was an officer who, she mistook her taser or her gun for her taser. So, I mean, you would think officers would be able to discern a taser from a gun and gun from taser in stressful situations. I mean, that's their job, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and just the fact that, she only got 2 years, where, let's say, I did something, I can guarantee you I'll probably end up getting 20 years.
Yeah.
But it's just, to me personally, officers been getting off not too light, extremely light. All of them have been getting off light.
Yeah, I don't get it. And this is in Minnesota, by the way. I'm pulling up the article.
Gotcha.
And it was a Minnesota judge, okay? Now, the question is what happened. And evidently, there were a couple things, all right? This isn't the only one. A Minnesota judge defended the 2-year prison sentence she assigned to Kim Potter, who was found guilty of manslaughter in Daunte Wright's death by invoking the death of George Floyd. Now, on Friday, Hennepin County Judge Regina Chu sentenced Potter to 2 years in prison, 16 months to serve in state prison, and 8 months to serve on probation. During sentencing, she illustrated why her sentence was less than the 7-year sentence prosecutors recommended. So that's number one. The fact that they recommended 7 and she gave 2 is a huge question. It's like, are you on the take? Are you what is going on? Are you being bought? Is your mind working? What is going on? What is your statement for saying, oh, this makes sense? All right. So that's the judge in question. Now, I'm not going to lie. If someone shot somebody else, they'd be like, can I get that, judge? Right. Now, Chu said this, says this is not a cop found guilty of murder for using his knee to pin down a person for 9.5 minutes as he gasped for air, a cop who made a tragic mistake. Yeah, but how are you relating one to the other? Like, they're supposed to be held differently, right? Am I wrong on that? Like,
no, you're right. Wait, what 2 cases are we talking about?
Well, she's talking about the George Floyd situation. So, like, one affects the other when it doesn't. They're completely 2 different things. Potter fatally shot Wright, a 20-year-old black man, during a traffic stop in April 2021 in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. She said she intended to grab her taser instead of her gun. Okay, and I get that, right? Okay. Now, Chu drew a comparison to the murder of George Floyd by former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, who knelt on Floyd's neck for several minutes as Floyd cried out that he couldn't breathe in 2020. Chauvin was sentenced to a 22.5-year prison term in 2021 after he was found guilty months earlier of second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and manslaughter in Floyd's death. Now, Chu said the fact she never intended to draw a firearm makes this case less serious than other cases. The scene was chaotic, tense, and rapidly evolving. Officer Potter was required to make a split-second judgment that constitutes a mitigating circumstance. Okay, I get how she's kind of going about it. I get it. In other words, it was more of an accident than not, right?
Yes. It was a tough situation. I mean, there were a couple officers there trying to wrestle as well. I think he was trying to get away in a car. But,
All right.
Yeah, no. How many? I have so many questions. Like, how many years has she been on the force? How much training does she have? I mean, these people are supposed to be here to protect and serve, I guess, right? But yeah, no. I honestly think they should just get more, just time training and stuff like that. Because if these people are supposed to be in charge, or not even in charge, but supposed to be here to protect us, not empty your gun into us and mistake it for a taser. I mean, those things completely feel different.
I will give you that. And there's more to this than not, because it actually according to this, and it's odd. I'm looking at the whole thing here. It looks like it was originally. All right. Well, it says Chu drew a comparison to the murder of George Floyd by former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, who now on Floyd's neck. Okay, we got that. Chauvin was sentenced to a 22.5-year prison term in 2021 after he was found guilty months earlier of second-degree murder, third-degree murder. Okay, we got that. So that's a separate case. But it's a separate case for that reason. It's like, why are you comparing one to the other, right? So Chu said the fact she never intended to draw a firearm makes this case less serious than other cases. It seems chaotic. Okay, I get that. But Potter faced a total of up to 25 years in prison after being convicted on first and second-degree manslaughter charges. Prior to the sentencing, prosecutors told Chu that they believed a 7-year sentence was appropriate. Do you understand that? So in other words, Potter could have gotten 25 years. They said, all right, fine, we'll go with 7 years. But then she said, no, not that long. That's the question of the day. Now, following the sentencing, Wright's mother, Katie Bryant, said the justice system murdered him all over again. All right. That's the mother of the victim. Katie Bryant said, this is the problem with our justice system today. White women tears Trump justice. That's what she said at a press conference. Wright's father told reporters that it felt like the justice system was so tied up in Potter's feelings that it forgot that his son was killed. Wright said, I walked out of this courthouse feeling like people are laughing at us because this lady got a slap on the wrist, and we're still every night sitting around crying, waiting for my son to come home. Chu defended the sentence on Friday, saying she knows there will be those who disagree with the sentence. Yeah, I get why. Chu said that I granted a significant downward departure does not in any way diminish Daunte Wright's life, and to those who disagree and feel a longer prison sentence is appropriate, as difficult as it may be, please try to empathize with Mrs. Potter's situation. So in other words, I feel she felt sorry for the one in question, back to the one which said that she meant to go for a taser rather than her gun, right? Is that kind of how it's being said? Chu said Officer Potter made a mistake then, and tragically she never intended to hurt anyone. Her conduct cries out for a sentence significantly below the guidelines. So she, in essence, is saying, I'm giving her a sentence, but not the one that you guys recommended. So she, as a judge, does have the right to do that. But I do want to see her record of justice in other cases. Does that make sense? Like, all right, I see your perspective on this. You're going easy because you feel that the person kind of was put in a bad situation, so you're going to give them less, right? You didn't get them off, so you obviously feel they're guilty for something, right? But you gave a lot lesser of a sentence than was recommended. There's a question on that, right? And if you look at all the other cases she's ever had, is this the way she judges? And then you got to go on, is this the way she judges with women against men? Then you got to go on, is this the way she judges on certain women versus other men, right? And then you got to go on whatever else you can. Because I feel judges are handing out odd sentences. And this is not the first time we've heard of it. So I think that's the question of our justice system right now is, are the judges doing the right thing by the people? And I say, I don't know yet. I need more information before I get there, right? Pat Keenan, thank you for tuning in. Paul Cassie, thank you for tuning in. Mark says George Floyd's trial and Kim Potter trial were both tried in the same courthouse in Minneapolis. Okay. It said Judy Chu was crying when handing out the sentence. Okay, all right. Yeah, it's like, all right. So it looks like the lady was obviously one of which she figured I really don't know. Okay, all I know is the question is this the right amount of sentence for that time? I don't know. 24 months and a fine of $1,000 following her conviction in the death of a 20-year-old black man who was shot. I could see how people in that area are going to be upset. Let's put it that way. I see that. I don't know if that's going to create a problem in the area. But I think I'd go the opposite way at this point. You know how some say, well, if it were like an opposite, would the person have gotten more time? Again, back to the series of what this judge has let go and or diminished and or given a lot of time. I would look at those cases, right? Or is it just her heart kind of wanted to get this one off the 7-year time? I really don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I think it's good for us to ask those questions, right? Because crime has picked up here in the U.S. more than not.
Yes, it has. It feels like, honestly, it feels like we're in the Wild West.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. Well, and I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've looked at, some wanted posters as of late, ever since Jesse brought it up about FBI's Most Wanted. And I'm like, reward, reward, reward. I can figure that one out easy. And it kind of feels like it's going Wild West, but we're not there yet. I think there's ways to come back, come center, and say, okay, we can make this work. What do you want to say, Jesse?
Yeah, no. If we probably get rid of Gascon, we could probably it probably won't be the Wild West anymore because it feels like it's just letting the criminals out.
Well, I feel like and people are going to hate me for saying this, and I used to be a very big supporter of the governor. Everybody knows this. Like a year ago, right? When he was taking care of the people by enacting the moratorium that helped people kind of get ahead, right? But he made some promises when he got reelected that he hasn't made true on any of them. Now you've got DA Gascon, and you go, what is going on here? And why are criminals feeling empowered rather than less? This is a time where we should be, hey, hello, let's lock these criminals up and throw the book at them, literally. 12 years minimum, right? Why is it people that have marijuana being found in their vehicle get 8 years or more? I think the most I've ever heard is 8 years to 20 years for marijuana. When in reality, you got people actually doing worse crimes, getting off for less, or better yet, being let go on a bail bond, then cutting the ankle bracelet and getting away from the police, which I've seen 3 cases like that as of late. What is going on with our court system? Why are people losing? And I've seen this with custody cases. Why are people losing their custody case against the people that they shouldn't lose away from? Like, I've seen judges really go left, right, and center based on opinion rather than the facts. I've seen this happen again and again and again. I've been there in court cases where I go, why is this a thing? But I'm, not going to share who and what, because then they get mad at you and then they go, how dare you talk about this publicly? I'm like, how dare you not publicize this? Well, this is children's court. Oh, brother. Well, obviously, I think if it were publicized, public opinion would weigh in. I think we need to do people's court on some of these cases, and we need to have a little bit of of all of us saying, yeah, not right, right? We got to weigh in. Seriously, I just don't understand it, but there you go. All right, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Take KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions is now Beaumont Pharmacy with a new location at the Sundance Corporate Center. That's at the corner of Highland Springs and 8th in Suite 110. Of course, they still have Pack Your Meds. No more counting out the pills, dropping them on the floor. Oh, what a mess. And they have a full selection of pharmaceutical CBD. Wheelchairs, over-the-counter meds, you name it, they've got it. So if you're looking for the best and you want the best pharmacy, you go to Beaumont Pharmacy at their new location, 835 North Highland Springs, Beaumont Avenue in Beaumont, California, Suite 110. Give them a call, 951-845-8252.
KMET AM 1490 presents Cal State San Bernardino basketball. This Thursday night, February 24th at 7:30, the Coyotes meet San Francisco State in a CCAA conference game. Live from Main Gymnasium in San Francisco. I'm Mitch McClellan. Join me as the Coyotes meet the Gators. Cal State San Bernardino basketball broadcasts are brought to you by Dignity Health Hatfield Buick GMC, Raising Cane's, Penny Law, and the Hyatt Place Hotel, Ontario Mills. That's Cal State San Bernardino basketball action live from San Francisco this Thursday night at 7:30 on your exclusive radio home for Coyote basketball, KMET AM 1490.
Express Frame thanks our troops and veterans for everything they've done so fearlessly for us on a daily basis. Send letters or care packages and get blood. Also offer a veteran a job or discount on your local product. It'll be greatly appreciated. That's from Sue and Alex of Express Frame, your complete framing experts with a reputation that precedes them. For more information, call 760-773-9228. Veteran discounts available. That's Express Frame in Palm Desert, the area's best for your framing needs. And they're waving their flags high, saying USA all the way.
There's more to the water you drink than you think. It's structure that matters the most to your body. So Healthy is clean and pure and mineralized, but processed has lost the structure essential to water. It comes right back with the golden ratio. Your glassware is all it takes, so get it right. You'll be sharper by day and sleep better at night. GoldenRatioProducts.com.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, and lots of questions in social media as to what is happening in this world. Mark says, where is Batman? Patricia Zomer says, it's been going crazy. I'm telling you, man, it's about time. We need Batman in the world. Seriously, somebody needs to stand up to these odd people.
How long does it take to become a police officer?
That's a good question. To become a police officer, let's see. Let's look at the salary first. Hold on. See if it's worth it. Seeking police officers. Okay, I'm gonna go to. Let's go to LA. Actually, I don't know that I would want to start in LA. I would start like in a different town, because I think everybody's getting shot. I'm gonna go to the first one that I actually looked up. All right, and this is in Martinez, California. Deputy Sheriff, largest law enforcement agency in Contra Costa. Okay, I would go there because that's like up north. That's kind of cool. The sheriff's pay range, although I don't think that's where you start. I could be wrong. Is anywhere in, 2021 to 2022, $93,000 to $118,000. Whoa, they get paid a lot more than I thought. And 2022, because of inflation, I guess, to 2023, it's $97,000 to $124,000. 20% pay increase over a 4-year period effective January, March, April, May, June, July. July 1st, 2019. Now, if you want to apply, there's a $3,000 hiring bonus for laterals. No retirement, maximum age. That's good. Wide variety of assignments. Not bad. Numerous promotional opportunities. Oh, that's kind of good. So they got specialized assignments. Let's see. They got canine. Ooh, I can see you with a canine, Jesse. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but I can guarantee you that if I had a canine dog, me and him would probably just be chilling in a park just playing catch. So I don't see that as very productive, unless there's a lot of crime in parks, because then I could be like, get him, bring him back to me.
This looks like fun, though. I'm not going to lie. I've considered it. I'm just not sure I'm ready for the training, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, see, look, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they have Marine Patrol.
Oh, see, look, there you go. If I was in the Marine Patrol, I can guarantee you I would be probably playing like the Miami Vice theme song in the background in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put on the earbuds.
Exactly. And if I do the patrol unit, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be playing the song Bad Boys, Bad Boys. So let's see, what else we got? SWAT, I'll plan to playing that theme song in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, UAV. Oh my God, see, I am not meant to be an officer, because I can guarantee you I will not do it properly. I'm willing to admit that.
well, according to this, let's see. I'm looking at because you got to go through their academy, right? You got to go through the academy to get there. Now, it's actually not as bad as I thought it was. You have to go through background, obviously, polygraph examination and thorough background investigation. That makes sense. The county medical consultants shall conduct the psychological testing and medical exam utilizing specification of the State of California Commission on Peace Officer Standards and Training. The applicant shall not have been convicted of a felony in this or any other state or in any federal jurisdiction, or of any offense in any other state or in any federal jurisdiction which would have been a felony if committed in the state. All right, so that makes sense. Testing process takes 2 to 3 months to complete, depending on each applicant's individual background. But other than that, deputy sheriffs are paid a uniform allowance of $872 annually because, you got to take care of it. This is new. I didn't even know this was a thing. Bilingual pay, $100 a month in selected positions. So if you're bilingual, you get paid a tad bit more. It's worth like, a meal. It's kind of like a lunch meal, right? But I think the positions are kind of cool. I mean, okay, if you were to apply for any of these, Jesse, which would you apply for? They're Canine Marine Patrol, Custody, CERT, Patrol, Investigation, SWAT, UAV, Air Support, Resident Deputy, Contract Cities, and RTO or FTO, and many more.
So I would probably end up choosing one where I would not have to chase down people. So I'd either do Air Support or Marine Patrol.
I can see you with Marine Patrol. I still think Canine is for you, bud, because the Canine does all the work.
That is true. I mean, like, if they just call me in, me and my dog would be like, yeah, we get Jesse and his dog in here. I'll be like, all right.
Yeah, I totally could see that, man. Shoot. We got to make a movie of you and the dog.
Ooh, it would be better as if I had, like, a pack of canine dogs.
Yeah, there you go. I'll take that. Oh, like 3. Nobody's ever thought of that.
And then they can call me the Houndsman. Ooh.
Oh, dun, dun, dun. There you go. I get it now. Rosalie says, I would volunteer to be a vigilante. That's kind of the idea. Jesse Jacobson, too. Yeah.
Of Rosalie, I really would.
What'd you say?
I'd be afraid of Rosalie. She's like, I want to be an officer.
No, she says, I want to be a vigilante. She says, I get paid $100 more a month from the state. They think I speak Spanish. I get by, but not great. She's like, basically, bro, kid, ¿cómo estás? Bien, ¿y tú? There's my $100. Give me the money.
If it works, it works. If you just got enough to get by.
Yeah, but back to your question. So I think you said, how long does it take? I think Academy is, I want to say 6 months, but how long? Does anybody know? Because I really don't know.
No, I'm just curious, like, what's the difference between the hiring process in America and then, like, how long does it take to become an officer in Europe?
Oh, I get what you're going with that. Somewhat.
Yeah, because they don't carry guns on them, do they?
In Europe? Some do, some don't. Yeah.
Yeah, the vast majority of them I don't think do. They just beat you with a stick. But get over here. But yeah, I don't know. Everybody loves their guns.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I guess Police Academy. Let me put that in. Academy. Because you have to go through a Police Academy, right? Everybody thinks of the movie, right? Police Academy. But there's different types. I don't really have a police training courses. I'll click on that. Allcriminaljusticeschools.com. Oh, they never give you information right away. Anyway, let's see. How long does it take? It depends. If you want to join the FBI, become a special agent, you'll need a bachelor's degree. Did not know that. Many other law enforcement agencies now require some college. Did not know that. The most logical degree is an associate's degree. I think this is a school trying to get... I didn't even know that was a thing. You really need a bachelor's degree to become a FBI agent? I guess you got to show... Or DEA or Secret Service. I think SWAT is cool. I'm not sure I would want to go through the training, though. So I'd be the guy that talks the guy down. I'd be that guy. What? I'm realistic.
You want to be one of those... okay, I see what you want to do.
I have no upper body or lower body strength right now. It would take me a good year and a half, including probably steroids.
Okay, you're willing to admit that. Okay.
I'm not lying, man. I take testosterone pills just to circumvent my decline of testosterone. When you hit a certain age, you need to take testosterone, and then let's see. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. Vivian's got the statement. She says, while police academy programs take only about 6 months, good to know, most will require at least an associate's degree in order to get accepted. With all the things considered, it takes about 2 to 4 years to become a police officer. I think that's with training. I think you're right. It's 6 months, 6 to 8 months, right? Including the initial background check, right? Once they accept you, you go to the police academy. Now, if you graduate, you will graduate and get assigned somewhere. Where you get assigned, I think, is more of what you accept. But then you have an assignment letter, and you get assignment like everything else, and then it's like, where do you want to serve? Now, if you want to serve in South Central, I say no. Everybody's going to be like in worse shape because of it, because the law just does not support officers. That's the problem with where we're at right now. It doesn't support officers, and I know because my investigation is still taking forever. But the guy that I spoke to, he, in a roundabout way, the detective was like, our hands are tied if, like, the guy that assaulted me would have gone away and didn't steal my phone, which was $1,300 value. Because back to California dumb law again, and I blame Newsom for this. Anything under, what was it, Jesse? Like $900, basically.
Yeah, anything under 900. So that means I can run into a GameStop and. No, I don't want to do that. But still, it's bad. Stealing is wrong. Don't do that.
But you could. No, theoretically.
Theoretically, I could, and I'll be out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so. Yeah, a couple days. A couple days.
If that.
Yeah, when you get caught. So it's almost like the priorities have to exist for certain police agencies to say, all right, let that guy go. Okay, who's the one who murdered? Okay, let's do that. So I think I would go detective, but I don't think you get detective right away. You have to prove you have the ability to go detective. You know what I mean?
Right. You need to walk in there and be like, he did it. What?
Yeah. So we got to go psych level. You know what I mean? You ever seen that show?
Yeah. Psych, monk. I'm all in there. I got you.
Yeah. We got to go consultant round. All right. And I got ideas about that, but there you go. Mark Blevins says SWAT theme song was cool. Very danceable. And Rosalie says, I think barbers and beauticians need to take a longer training than a cop. Yeah, it's, look, it's weird that it's 6 months, right? Because you kind of think about it. It does.
She's right. It takes longer to become an esthetician than an officer. Oh my God, that is horrible.
It's off, isn't it?
See, you know what? What they need to do is they need to do more training so that they know the laws. So this way, when they go up to a person and be like, you're violating the law, I'll be like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, well, they go with on-the-job training. So they say, okay, the 6 month is preliminary. Once you get assigned, then you got to be with a certain other officer. Then you get like 3 to 4 months of on-hands training. But when it comes to shooting a gun, you need at least a good year and a half. Period in a story before you get comfortable with that. All right, people, we have run out of time. Thank you for spending time with us. We learned something about our police officers and, appreciate them for what they do. They do try to keep us safe. And let's hope no more kids start shooting people because of stupid parents out there. Parents, take care of your kids. Don't do dumb stuff. I hope these kids don't ever see their father ever again. Seriously, it's bad. All right, people, make it a great day. Whatever you do, remember life is worth living. Live it well.